One take, one shot, raw review where I do the entire review in just one take, no edits. And I'm going to say something very unpopular, very, very unpopular right now. I enjoyed myself tonight. Yes, that's right. I sat down and watched Monday Night Raw and actually enjoyed it. I know I'm supposed to hate everything, but I just couldn't do it. Gotta be honest. Now, I honestly hated Friday Night SmackDown last week. It was abysmal. Yeah, there were some good moments in that sea of just mediocrity, but tonight's Raw was really, really good. Was it perfect? No, but very, very good nonetheless. I only yawned five times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. 6 times. I have to stomp my feet when I count like a horse. Otherwise, I get it all wrong. But no, it was a good Raw. And I think it was 12 commercials, but you know, now that I'm in Canada, it doesn't really matter. Oh, Canada. But yeah, but it was marred with some conflicting. It had some big news. Big news that is like, it's actually really great news, but like there's a part of me that's still a little sad about it. and please don't come at me like calling me selfish. This is just a human reaction to a character that I love. Naomi is relinquishing this title right here with the white straps and the caution tape because she's the women's champion. This is the men's championship, but she's relinquishing her world title. And if you want to win the world title, all you gotta do is comment below, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification. At 20,000 subscribers, I'm gonna give away that belt. But Naomi, she's giving away her belt for about 9 months and change because congratulations, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart. Congratulations. She's pregnant. She's pregnant. Her and Big Jim, they're having a baby, and it's great news. Like, it's great news for the human beings, Trinity Fatu and John Fatu. But for Wrestlechop and all of us wrestling fans who are going to miss Naomi, that crazy proceed with caution character that she is, bad news for us. And I don't think it's wrong for us to be like, yeah, I wish she was still here. Now, none of us are saying that it was a bad decision to have a baby, okay? I'm not saying that at all, but I am saying that I'm going to desperately miss Naomi because she's been so good. I'm telling you, for about 3 years now, Drew McIntyre has been like my favorite WWE character. For real. And up until just a month or two before SummerSlam, I actually replaced him with Naomi as my top favorite character in WWE present day. And I didn't think anybody would ever really topple Drew McIntyre, and Naomi did. And so I've just been so much enjoying this run of hers. And think about it. She started off as a funkadactyl. Somebody call my mama. She started off as a funkadactyl, and she gave up. She walked out on the company one time because she felt that she was not getting the storylines or the respect that she deserved. Cody Rhodes had the same exact story, but we all praise Cody Rhodes. And hey, you know what? Let's continue to praise Cody Rhodes for having the guts to actually walk out and bet on himself. But I challenge you to also praise Naomi for the guts it took for her to walk out on the company when she was a tag team champion, no less, and to bet on herself. And then she comes back. And she works her way up the card, never complaining, just putting in that hard work. And then she has the breakthrough character. What? 12, 13, 14 years in WWE basically, and now she's one of the best characters on TV, and she has to relinquish the title now because of her pregnancy. Hey, you know what? Real world, real talk, the pregnancy absolutely 100% trumps winning the world title or any accomplishment. I'm a dad. I get it, right? I get it. But That said, me, the wrestling fan, is just like, oh, we had so much meat on the bone with her title reign. And the best thing, though, I gotta hand it to her. She probably just did one of the greatest promos. That promo needs to go down in history because it might never be able to be replicated again. Because this is only the second time I know of a champion having to relinquish her belt because she is pregnant. Becky Lynch being the first. And it was during the pandemic. I think Asuka had won the Money in the Bank briefcase, so they just gave her the belt. And okay, cool, whatever. But Naomi turned it into something. Naomi was like, get out of my ring, Adam Pearce. At first she was like, you could tell she was kind of crying because of the emotions of everything, but then she just snapped back into the Naomi character, and she was good. She was great. She said that the hero of the women's division is Big Jim because that's the only way the title was going to be taken from her because nobody could beat her. She said that she's coming back in 9 months and change, and if she has to come while she's breastfeeding, she'll be here. She's coming to take that title back. She's saying, I'm not giving it up. I'll lay it right here in the ring. You have 9 months to do whatever you want to do, but I'm coming back. Oh, she was in character. She was ruthless. She was awesome. She was amazing. I'm so glad the crowd gave her flowers as well. You deserve it. Oh man, this was an all-time promo. I am so glad that Naomi went out like this. That she went out in character in the proceed with caution character. Just more reasons why that I just totally 100% have just fallen in love with Naomi's proceed with caution character. This is it's an all-timer. It's an all-timer. She is up there now, and this promo can never be repeated. I highly doubt anybody can ever one-to-one this promo, and this needs to be, I'm telling you, this needs to be historic. So yes, I am sad that I'm losing Naomi. And if you want to call it selfish, that's fine. You can call it selfish. There probably is an element of me being selfish in it. But overall, there's way more me just being happy for them. They're going to be great parents. And she even had the line, the bloodline continues. Ha 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 ha. Great line. Funny line. Awesome line. Man, you know what's so disappointing is that she's had it in her all these years, right? If she's been with WWE for 13 years, I bet she's had that potential that she's showing now in her for at least eight, because usually you kind of build up to it. But I bet we've wasted at least 8 years of her career not giving her the opportunities. But hey, you know what? I'm just glad she got it. I hope she comes back. And again, don't let anybody say, "Oh, you're being selfish because you want her to, that you're saying that you're going to miss her." No. That just shows how good of a job she's done. It's a credit to her that we are going to miss her. It's not selfish of us to not want John Cena to retire. Yeah, we're happy for John Cena. We're happy that he's about to embark on the next stage of his entire life. Okay, but we're still like, man, it sucks. We're going to lose John Cena. And that's how we are with Naomi right now. Man, I'm happy for her to embark on motherhood, parenthood, all that stuff. But it sucks that we're going to be missing out on her. So it's a credit to John Cena that when he leaves, that we're going to miss him. But we're happy for him. And it's a credit to Naomi that when she leaves, that we're going to miss her, but we're going to be happy for her. And that was just, I highly recommend you going and watch that Naomi promo from start to finish. Beautiful, great stuff right there. I promise you, I can't think of a better promo. That might be promo of the year. That might be promo of the year. Cutting a baby promo. God, it was so good. It was so good. So I gotta say, I was sad though. I was sad and I was dejected. I don't know if dejected is the right word, but I was down. I was a little down because I was like, oh yeah, good job, Naomi, great job. But I was sad that I was losing kooky crazy, proceed with caution. So I got to give credit to Jey Uso, Bron Breakker, and the whole main event scene. You guys got me back into it. You guys did get me back into it because I was feeling a little emotionally spent from Naomi's roller coaster of a promo. And sometimes you can just be sometimes you're just spent. That's it. You're just whoo, and you can't get back into it because the news had just kind of drained you. But Jey Uso, Bron Breakker, and all the shenanigans totally got me back into it. Another reason why I loved it. Let's start from the beginning. Because that's where it all starts from. Paul Heyman, he comes out, right? He comes out and he's like, it's Philly, so they love him, and he's cutting a promo, and just talking everybody up. As Seth is about to come out, Jey Uso comes from the crowd, right? He does his yeets. He actually even lets the crowd yeet. But here's the thing. I think it was Money on Repeat, one of my audience members. He said this because I was like scratching my head. I'm like, this Jey Uso's different. The Jey Uso we got tonight, he was more confident. He wasn't just relying on one word, little itsy bitsy promos. He was literally just like talking smack, called Bron Breakker a puppy, all these things. And Money on Repeat said it was like 80% the right-hand man and 20% yeet. And you know what? That's fine with me. That allows, if we got 80% of the right-hand man, Jey Uso, that would be perfectly A-okay with me. In fact, in the main event, he didn't start pulling out the super kicks until almost like the last 2 or 3 minutes of the match. So this Jey Uso, if he could do this every single night, like, I honestly think he will win back over a lot of the people that were like in the beginning cheering for him and kind of have been a little disillusioned. And he'll keep his merchandise sales and his younger fan base, because this was a really good Jey Uso we got tonight. He was no nonsense, but well, maybe a little bit of nonsense, just a very little bit of nonsense, and I really did enjoy it. And the funny part here is Paul Heyman starts cutting a promo saying, hey, we're in Philly, and he's trying to get him to, accept an Extreme Rules match, which he will, but he starts saying, there's Rob Van Dam, he's calling all these people of the past, and then he says, the late Tommy Dreamer, and everybody's like, wait a second, Tommy Dreamer's not dead, and he's like, I know Tommy Dreamer's not dead, but, and then Bron Breakker's like, no, Tommy Dreamer's dead, and he's like, no, he isn't, so Bron Breakker thought Tommy Dreamer was dead, and that's good for Tommy Dreamer. He has a podcast, the LaGreca podcast, Off the Ropes, something like that, and they'll be able to talk about that. So, just good stuff all around. I'm not even sure, did Seth even talk in that promo? I don't know, but they should do more of that. I would be very much okay with Paul Heyman doing a lot of the talking and talking everybody up. Then that's all said and done, right? Then we have Asuka and Io and Kairi Sane. They're talking in English. Like, don't do that. Don't do that. Unless there's somebody who speaks English near them, they will speak Japanese to each other. That's just humans, all right? That's just humans. Now, if there's an English-speaking person who doesn't stand next to them, who doesn't understand Japanese, then out of courtesy, they would probably talk in English, because that happens to me all the time. I'm surrounded by Spanish people, and I hear them always talking in Spanish until I walk near them, and then they start talking in English as a courtesy. So it's just weird. It's just weird when those three. It's a very small gripe, but it's a gripe nonetheless, and I'm airing it. My channel, I can do what I want. But yeah, so. And Io says, I don't want any help. So Io goes out and fights Raquel Rodriguez. Very good match. I forgot that Raquel had beaten Kairi actually for the NXT Championship many moons ago. But very good match. Io attacks Roxanne Perez before she can attack her, and she will eventually beat Raquel Rodriguez. Raquel Rodriguez, even in loss, looked very good. Very impressed. I've said it many times throughout this year, and I know it's August, so it's been like 8 months, but I'm still just remembering that god awful Raquel Rodriguez from last year, and just how much she's improved. Great stuff, Raquel. And so Io wins, right? And then they attack her. Roxanne attacks, Raquel attacks, attack. Then Rhea comes out and evens the odds. Okay, whatever. Later, though, we'll see a vignette, or not a vignette, but a backstage promo where Rhea and Io are kind of like, I'm so glad I helped you, thank you, da-da-da. But then Asuka and Kairi come. This is the lamest segment. This is so lame because it's reduced the women's main event scene, really serious characters, to pretty much just like so high school. This was so high school. If they want to do something like this with Chelsea Green and the Secret Harvest, that's different. Chelsea Green, she's a comedic character, stuff like that. But this, Io, Rhea, Asuka, even Kyrie. Oh, you helped. Oh, she's allowed to help you, but I'm not being jealous over a friendship. I'm sorry. I can't get behind this angle. I cannot get behind this angle. Literally, we could do so much more. It could just be jealousy over title wins or anything. But yeah, so I'm not on board with the direction of Rhea, Io, Asuka, Kyrie. That's just, to me. Hey, but if you like it, let me know. Maybe this is like a great, awesome angle, and I'm just seeing it from a different perspective. I am a dude, so maybe I'm seeing it from a very dude perspective, and if that's the case, then okay. And I'm not trying to, if that sounded sexist, I'm sorry. I would cut it if I could, but it's one take, one shot, so hopefully I don't get canceled. Then we do LA Knight Punk. They talk. LA Knight has a cool line where he says, you're gonna get some meat mittens, whatever. And LA Knight's like, I don't want your help. Peace out. CM Punk is trying to get everybody on board for the quadruple threat, the fatal four-way. New Day, they're grieving. They continue to grieve while I continue to thank God for the New Day. Xavier Woods was with Penta. And Penta's going to win, and unfortunately, does not pay any money to replace that awesome, amazing, giant hat of Xavier Woods. And it's a crime. I thought Penta was a face, but obviously not, for him attacking people who are grieving, stealing their hats, destruction of property, not paying for it. Penta, it's Lucha Underground all over again. And Woods, he does lose. I understand why Woods lost. I love Woods, but it makes more sense because Penta is a high mid-card and Xavier Woods is a tag team guy. I would have loved for Woods to win, but I actually understand that booking. So we're okay there. And next week we have Kofi versus Penta. Now that one's I'm a little iffy on because, Kofi Mania. Kofi is a former world champion, but he's a tag team guy at the same time. But I feel like Kofi, though, maybe sort of kind of could use a Penta win, beat Penta. And then we got the Judgment Day. Loving the Judgment Day again. Somehow, some way, they've come full circle, and I like the Judgment Day again. Just keep Damian Priest away so he doesn't beat them all up. And we have Finn and JD versus Mr. Iguana. He has an iguana. That's a shout out to Ollie Davis, who has no idea that I exist. And then who else were they fighting? Dragon Lee. Good match. Dragon Lee does this Poison Rana. I know Poison Rana is a fairly common move, but it's like a Hurricanrana but backwards, and it just looks like they land on their head. I thought he killed people. Oh my gosh. It was a good match. No dragon, no Demonito, which is the Finn's puppet. Very surprised we didn't see Finn's puppet tonight. But at the end of the day, Judgment Day win. They go on the attack. That brings out Vikingo, who's going to fight Dominic Mysterio at next Worlds Collide, which we will stream because I'm in love with AAA right now. Vikingo comes out, and they all beat up Vikingo eventually. And Dominic Mysterio and the boys stand tall. Later, we'll see Dom talking to Grande Americano. And I didn't like how Finn was just left out of the loop. I really think, though, it seems like Finn was kind of bringing everybody back together again, and for him to be left out of the loop, he's going to go all kind of shady again, which I love that character too, don't get me wrong, but I don't know, I wish he was the leader of the Bullet Club in Japan, New Japan once upon a time. I hate diminishing Finn Balor's role in the industry. Hopefully the Demito, the puppet, gets him back over like Mr. Sacco did for Mankind. Bayley has another promo, and it's like she's gone bonkers. She's talking about how depressed she is, but then there's a voice that is basically saying, all of her accomplishments and stuff. And I wonder if they're giving her this crazy gimmick to kind of make up for the fact that Naomi, who's a crazy gimmick, is going away. Now, it is a similar gimmick, but it is different in that it's definitely a split personality where Bayley has this other version, like the ego of herself, telling her all these things. Ding dong, hello, you suck, you were better with me, all these things. So we are going to get a crazy character in Naomi's absence. I'm a little iffy on that. Now the problem with this though is it went from 0 to 100. They should have really spaced this out over 4 to 6 weeks with a couple matches in between. Like literally last week we got this really depressed Bayley promo, and it was like, ooh, what is going on? And then this week she's completely crazy bonkers, and we've never seen this before though. We've never seen it before, so it's just weird that she just went completely off the deep end. Now you can be like, well, that happened to Naomi as well. Not necessarily, because Naomi is just crazy and sticking up for herself and laughing, right? Like, we never heard voices. We never actually heard voices in Naomi's head. It seems like she hears them, but like with Bayley, we definitely heard these voices or this voiceover effect. So I think we just needed to space out this a little longer with Bayley. We could have got to the end result, could have been the same, but did we need to turn her this quick? 2 videos and that's it? We're already to the total bonkers part. We could have waited a little bit. But, again, whatever. Sheamus and Rusev, they're going to fight at Clash of Paris. Good job, Sheamus. Good job, Rusev, getting yourselves on the PLE. They just want to fight. And Adam Pearce was he was a little too high strung tonight for that. We had Becky versus Natalya. Unfortunately, it was Natalya and not Natty. Natty, if you don't know, is Natalya, who goes out on the independent scenes like GCW, Bloodsports, AAA, even though they are owned by WWE, and GCW. Did I say GCW? NWA? I think I said all whatever. She goes to other federations that are not named AEW, and she has this Natty character who's very, very violent, very aggressive. But we got Natalya, who's just very nice and very, very sweet. She lost. She lost to Becky, and then Becky went and beat up Maxine Dupree. She also beat up Tozawa, and then she beat everybody up so bad that Nikki Bella came out. I'm not a Nikki Bella hater. I was never a Nikki Bella, I never was a huge fan of Nikki Bella, except for when she told Brie that she should have died in the room. But I don't know, she just doesn't seem like she belongs. Or maybe she doesn't fit yet. She hasn't found, she's like a square peg in a round hole right now. So I would like to see us do something with that. I think we can figure it out. Hey, you know what? Naomi was around for 13 years, so we really figured out a great spot for her. So I don't know. I don't know what we can do with Nikki, but it's not necessarily working just yet. But then again, hey, if you are enjoying it, great. Not everything is going to be for me. I know, shocker. Worst Raw ever. There was one segment that I didn't like. One character that I didn't like. Then we have the Naomi segment, which, already talked about it. Then we have the main event. Great main event. Jey Uso, Bron Breakker. Again, this was not 3 moves of doom, Jey Uso. This was just a fight. And there was one time where Bron Breakker, he goes over the top rope onto a shopping cart full of weapons, and that had to hurt. There was chairs, there was kendo stakes, there were spears, there was trash cans. It was everything. I recommend going and watching this as well. Naomi and this match, great stuff here. As it goes on, 1, 2, is he going to get the pin? But no, Bronson Reed pulls the referee out, and then it's chaos. Bronson beats up Jay, then LA Knight comes out, and then Seth Rollins comes out, then CM Punk comes out. There's miscommunication. CM Punk accidentally knocks LA Knight through the table. And fitting though, he is the Slim Jim sponsor, just saying. And then Braun, it all comes back around. Eventually, Punk and Seth, they fight outside the ring. Bron Breakker, he's gearing up for his, roundabout spear, right? But then the OTC's music hit. Roman Reigns music hit. And Braun's like looking down the aisle because he's right there and he's like, he wants to spear Jey, but he doesn't want to get ambushed by Roman, but he's like, screw it. And then he just runs, but Roman comes out of the crowd and spears Bron Breakker. And Bron Breakker takes the spin. And then Bronson Reed, wait, what happened with Bronson Reed at that point? I'm not, there was just a lot of crazy going on. I think there was a Superman punch. There was a Superman punch in the whole mix. And then Jey Uso, Roman Reigns picks up Jey, gets him in the ring, gets Bron Breakker in the ring. Jey does a Uso splash, and he wins. And then Roman Reigns goes in and celebrates with him. He even does a yeet. And, this is definitely a face Roman Reigns. He smiled, he yeeted, he helped Jey, helped him up, helped him win. And then he talked a lot of smack at Bronson Reed. Come on, you want my shoes? Come get them. And then Bronson Reed's like, I'll get them in Paris. So they were yelling at each other. Good stuff here. Good stuff. Everybody elevated. I know. Bron Breakker lost, but in this case, because there was so much chaos, so much everything, he lost only because Roman Reigns helped. That's fine. Everybody looked good. Honestly, everybody looked good. LA Knight showed up into the main event scene. CM Punk and Seth Rollins fought out. It all made sense. Everything was good here. Jey got a win. Bron Breakker's just awesome and funny, thinking someone was dead when he wasn't. Loved it. This was a good Raw. I'm going to give it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's either a high 8 or a low 9. Because that Naomi promo, was so good, she could have just came out and was like, yeah, I'm pregnant, thanks for everything, love you guys, I'll see you in 9 months, but she gave a real good promo. We got a surprise appearance from the OTC, we got an actual finish to that, to a chaotic match. 9. I'm gonna give it a 9, 9 out of 10 Chops. Oh, Chop, you're just so, you must be paid by WWE. I wish. WWE, tell you what, if you pay me 10 chops every week, pay me, please pay me, you'll get one more chop. All right, boys. All right, girls. Thank you so much. Hot takes are up also, so go leave a hot take on the community tab, and I'll see you tomorrow for said hot takes. Boys, girls, have yourselves a great day, and one more time, congratulations to Trinity and John Fatu.